With all our hearts, we pray.
Good day to you all, and you all are welcome to another series show on Benching TV. Today we'll be discussing exclusively on everything concerning examination malpractice, the meaning, causes, the forms, how it can be eradicated from the society at large, and what have you. And today also I have two hosts with me. I have Miss Chioma Perpetual, a teacher from one of the private schools in Anambra State. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And today also I have Mr. Cletus Izinito, a volunteer from the society who is also going to put in some opinions on today's show. You're also welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
So back to our discussion, I would like to ask Ms. Chomo, can you tell us exclusively what you think about examination malpractice, like what it means?
Okay, thank you. First of all, the word mal means wrong or bad. So, in examination, when there is malpractice in examination, it means that something bad is involved in the examination.
Okay.
So examination malpractice can be said to be the wrong things, the wrong practices that are done in examination.
Okay.
The illegal things that are done in examination, which are against the examination ethics. Okay.
Okay. Sir Cletus, do you have anything you
Okay.
can?
Exam malpractice, like the common man understand it to be when you come to an exam hall,
Okay.
and you are given expo to write. That is what the lay people understand as exam malpractice. That is having some answers which you got from anywhere to walk into exam hall in order to write better.
Okay.
That is what I understand, or maybe having access to some materials that will give you advantage over other people you are having the exam with.
Okay.
I think that is what a layman understands to be exam malpractice.
Okay, thank you very much. So, having heard the meaning of what examination malpractice means from two different points of view, I would also want to hear from Ms. Chioma. What do you think are the forms of examination malpractice? Like, why do students tend to get into this illegal act?
Okay. Examination malpractice are done in different forms. It can be done before the examination, during or after the examination. So, as a teacher, I have seen students get involved in examination malpractice. Even as a student, when I was a student, I do see students get involved in examination malpractice. Some students scribble things, notes, on some parts of their bodies, like their palms, their laps, or even on a piece of paper, and they smuggle the piece of paper inside the examination hall. Then some of them go to the extent of taking textbooks or notes inside the examination hall. Some students even scribble on their desks, and from there they will copy during the examination. The other form is some students threaten their examiners or even their lecturers to allow them to do whatever they wish to do inside the examination hall. Some even offer gifts. Can I call it gift? Bribe. Some give bribes to their lecturers or to their teachers, just to get through and get a high mark more than others in examination. So these are forms of examination malpractice. Even some parents try to gain favor from the teachers or from their children or wards teachers. They try to get favor by maybe giving them gifts, giving them bribe in form of gifts. So these are forms of examination malpractice.
Okay, so Mr. Cletus, do you have anything to say?
Anyway, I think she has said it all.
Okay.
Exam malpractice can be done before the exam, during the exam, after the exam, just like most times in higher institution. Some people call it sorting.
Yes.
At the end of exam, some people will go and sort it with their lecturer or whoever body that is in charge of maybe marking the scripts, taking care of the records and some other things that has to do with exams. So I think basically that is what she said, and like she said, sometimes parents are involved, lecturers are involved, teachers are involved, students are involved.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, having heard that, as they've said, examination malpractice can't just pop up from the air. I think there are causes, there are things that lead to this. So, Ms.
Yes.
Choma, from your teacher's experience and everything, I would like you to tell us, what do you feel makes students want to indulge in, like, what causes examination
Okay.
malpractice?
Many things cause examination malpractice.
Okay.
And one of them is laziness among the students. You know, the students of these days, they no longer study. It is no longer a thing of old, where students study hard. And that is more because of gadgets, phones, movies, and other things, all these social media stuff. So students, they are lazy towards their studies. None of them wants to study anymore.
Okay.
So a student that does not study, how do you expect that student to perform better during examination? And no one would want to be left behind.
Exactly.
So they have to do what they have to do. And you know what they have to do,
Exactly.
apart from studying. The person has to do what? To indulge in exam malpractice. And another one is parents. Okay, before I talk about parents, let me talk about teachers.
Okay.
Most teachers are also part of the courses of examination malpractice, where a teacher will not perform his or her duty very well by giving the students the basic knowledge the student needs to know. The teacher is not doing the students any good, because you cannot give what you don't have. You only give what you have. So a teacher that, some teachers, they come through topics, pick those that they think that will be easier for them to teach, and leave the vital topics that you know that are the key points in a standard examination like WAEC or NECO. So when students do not have the required knowledge they should, the students will tend to get involved in examination malpractice. So, also on the part of teachers, a teacher that talks down on students, you are a fool, you are no better, you will end up in the slums, you end up pushing wheelbarrow, this child, you are a dunce. All these derogatory words can push a student into examination malpractice, because the student wouldn't want to, nobody will want to be called names.
Exactly.
or to be talked down on. So for that student to make it, he or she will try to get involved in examination malpractice. So coming to the side of the parents, parents, they contribute to the examination malpractice. Some parents, they do not care about their children or their what education.
Okay.
All they care about is to pay school fees, and after that, no other care. They don't care. They don't care if their students, if their children study. They don't care whether they don't even care whether they go to school or whether what they learn at school.
Okay.
So it is very important that the parents give their children ample time. I am not saying that getting involved in domestic chores is bad. They should make sure that their children create a timetable for study and for house chores.
Okay.
And not all the time work. Some even care about their children making money for them, from school to the market or to the streets to hawk. Of course, things are hard. Children are supposed to help out, but there are some things a child should not be involved in, like hawking, and all, and some things that are not worth it. So parents should encourage their children to study. Try to know the relationship your child is having with the teacher. Try also to know what, at the end of the day, what the child was taught in school, what the child was able to achieve in school. So parents should also try very hard to make sure that their children is not lagging behind in education. Then, coming to the issue of miracle centers, parents, they are the key participants in miracle centers, because nowadays WAECs are made. You make WAEC, you make WAEC. Before a parent registers his or her child in school, the first question will be, do they make their WAEC? And you know how WAEC is made.
It's made.
And you know how it is made. So without making WAEC, the child will not attend that school. So they will take that child and register the child where answers will be written on the board, where they will be allowed to use gadgets, phones, in writing their examination. And after, the person will score parallel A, without nothing to show, without anything to show for it. The person cannot defend that result.
Exactly.
There is no how the person can defend that result. But the result is with her A's, parallel A's. So parents contribute greatly to examination malpractice. Then the society also causes examination malpractice, whereby someone that is seen to have just everybody is not equal. Every child is not equal. A child, so we have fast learners and slow learners. You understand? There are some students or some children that are brighter than the other. So society tends to stigmatize students that are not that bright. You understand? So when such thing happens, such a child will try to belong. The child will try to belong. Yeah. And when you don't have first class or even second class upper, you will not be employed, you will not be given employment. And you know that maybe you don't have that capacity of maybe the child's mind has been configured that she cannot make it. The child will just rely on the examination malpractice to make it, so as to avoid being castigated by the society. So both parents, teachers, even the students and the society are involved in causing examination malpractice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So over to you, Mr. Cletus. Do you have anything to put in to what?
I think it first has to do with society's value index.
Okay.
The society values, let's say, they value outcome more than the process. Normal, the process of anything is more important than the outcome itself. That you have an A or you have first class in your result is not so important as much as the process of you acquiring the A. It's just like the society itself celebrating wealth among people without knowing the process of that wealth.
Yeah.
So it boils down to our academic system, the value index. So people should, they are just result oriented. Nobody wants to know how did you arrive at this, or what's the process.
Yes.
So based on that now, everybody wants to make it anyhow, by hook or by crook. But if we have a system where the process is valued, then people will respect the process. If a child is in school, the teachers will pay detailed attention to them, do the needful. It will enable the child also to follow up and do the needful. But when everybody is trying to just maybe make money, the teacher will collect money from parents that are willing to bring the money and even manufacture scores for students. Then parents too, because they don't understand that the process of that child going through the system stage by stage to learn the whole process and during the exam to be able to produce the answers by him or herself is more important than the result the child will get at the end. So I blame it on the society's value index.
Okay.
So I think that is the major root cause of it, and is also like that in many other aspects of the society. That's what I think.
Okay. So, having heard the causes of this illegal act called examination malpractice, definitely you agree with me that there are dangers within this. So, I would like to outline the dangers we feel that this illegal act could bring.
Okay. Okay, first of all, coming to the dangers of examination malpractice, of course, it is dangerous. There is nothing good about it. It causes societal decay, even decay in academics. Because a child that does not know anything in academics, or a child that gets involved in examination malpractice cannot defend the exam and the results anywhere. If called upon to defend it, there's no how he or she can do that. So it causes academic decay.
Okay.
In the sense that even the teachers are involved in it. The teachers, the students, even in an examination, in the external examination, the supervisors and the invigilators are also involved. And you know that teachers are role models. Whatever a teacher does, the students tend to copy from he or she. And I have seen a scenario where a teacher was telling the students the coded way of giving answers to their neighbors in the examination hall. That if your neighbor calls you and asks you, number one, if the answer is A, you do like this. If it is B, you do like this. If it is C, can you imagine? You see, you can see the decay it is bringing to our academics. And once a teacher does that, teacher, does it. Hey, it is okay by everybody. The students will never see anything wrong with it.
Very true.
After all, our teacher does it.
Done it.
So it brings decay to the school and even to the society. Because a teacher that allows sorting in higher institution, even the student that gets involved in that sorting, what if that student gets into education system tomorrow? It will be like a cycle. It will be going round. It will be going round. He will still introduce that sorting to the students. Of course, you cannot give what you don't have. What will he teach? There's nothing to teach. He got his way through sorting. He got his way through cheating, through examination malpractice. So, other people, other students coming after him, we also get their way through sorting and examination malpractice. So, it causes decay. And also, it is very dangerous that it will make the serious and sincere students to have that push, that urge to join those that are that involve in exam malpractice. Because you cannot tell me that someone that burns midnight candles to study and after exam scores B or C will be happy to see someone that he or she knows that doesn't study but only sought to get A. The person will be tempted to also get involved in examination malpractice. So it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. It even breeds people, different people, half-baked people in different field of profession. Imagine a doctor, someone that is said to be a doctor, giving a wrong dosage to a patient. You know how disastrous it can be. So I know these are because of examination malpractice. Because you cannot give what you don't have. So it is very dangerous. Everyone should desist from it. Thank you.
Okay. So, Saklitus, do you have anything to add into what she said?
Like she said, when you talk of exam malpractice, talk of destroying a society, then you talk of exam malpractice. Because our schools is where the minds are refined.
Okay.
Our schools are where the best brains are produced. Is the hope of every society. And once all forms of malpractices are there, you have indirectly destroyed not just that society, but other society that society will influence. So it's very dangerous, and that is why we need to create as much awareness as possible. A child you helped in exam malpractice today, you have not only destroyed the child, you have also destroyed other people, because you don't know where that child will find himself tomorrow. The child can be a medical doctor, the child can go back into the education system, and the cycle will continue. So it's very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
It's destroying the society, and so it's something we shouldn't toy with.
Okay.
It's very, very dangerous. Very, very.
Very. So, as you can see, this illegal act, this examination malpractice is very, very dangerous to both the students, the society, even the nation at wide, because growing minds are the future of tomorrow. So over to you, Ms. Choma. Like, how do you feel that we teachers, both teachers, people, parents, the society, how can this be eradicated completely?
Okay. So thank you. Examination malpractice as we can see, as we have known, is very dangerous.
Yes.
It is very bad.
Okay.
And it cannot be left in the society. So it needs to be flushed out. And for that to be done, it requires collective effort from students, teachers, the government, and even the parents. Everyone has a role to play in eradicating examination malpractice. The teachers should get involved. All hands should be on deck.
Okay.
They shouldn't toy with the children's future. You don't toy with their future. Teach them all that they need to know.
Okay.
If the urge or if the need for examination malpractice is about external examination, what about after the external examination? What happens next? It will continue. So it needs to be stopped. Teach them all they need to know. Give them the basic knowledge. Give them that knowledge that they will never ever think of examination malpractice. Yes, I've taught in a school where if you are caught in examination malpractice, even if it is in WAEC or NECO, they wouldn't mind. You will be going home that afternoon or that morning, that time that you are caught, you will be going home. And that is the end of it. I've taught in that school. So, and the surprising thing there is they always have 100% pass in every external examination. No one fails. And that is because they started from scratch, from their junior class to their senior class. And that is because of the attention and the quality of teachers that are teaching them. So, examination malpractice can be eradicated by teachers' influence on students. What they do, how they teach them, how they talk to them, how they relate with the students. Not talking down on them, not telling them that they are failures. Tell them that they can be the best of themselves. Don't tell them that, no, I'm not telling them that they can never make it in life, that they are disgraced. Don't compare them with another person, because everybody is unique. Likewise, every child is unique. You understand? So, there are things you don't tell, that you tell a student and it will just be like, it will bring the student down. It will give the student low self-esteem. So, teachers should get involved in teaching their students, telling them, giving them proper orientation, encourage them to be competitive.
Having heard what Mr. Cletus and Ms. Choma's opinions are under today's discussion, to sum everything up, I would like to urge everyone out there, be you a father, a mother, students yourself, the government officials, just everyone to be concerned to please try to carry out your own duty, because there's a saying that says 2 heads are better than 1. You don't just expect the students to stop the examination malpractice by themselves. They need the parents to guide them, the teachers to do the right thing, even the government officials to remove all these miracle centers and the rest of them, so that they won't have second option rather than to read and focus on their studies. So, to sum everything up, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our host of today, Mr. Cletus. Thank you very much. And Ms. Choma, thank you very much for joining us on today's session. And also to our lovely audience out there, I have to say a very big thank you to you all for staying with us to the very end. Do have a very nice day. Thank you.